Oh yeah. Look at that beautiful red shag carpet. We managed to get the seat pulled out, and the seats really don't look like they're in. I love that part. This thing is just solid sounding. I already started hosing her on this side. I'm just trying to get the first layer of crap off it. That is what remains of the 6-cylinder. We've got quite a bit ahead of us. Can't deprive you guys of the shag carpet. She has a smell all of her own. Well, we got the first layer of gunk off it. I'd say she's starting to make a decent transformation. Now I was debating on, gotta replace this window. But now that we've got her cleaned up, you see we got some, looks like they've been doing some repairs here on the window trying to keep it from leaking. So I was debating on pulling the windows out because the interior, all the interior is coming out of it anyway. And that way I can get to the dashboard, because I'm going to sand the dashboard down, paint the dashboard, get all the interior out of it. And then it looks like we might have right down there and right through here, got a little rust to fix. But like I said, the underside of the car doesn't look that bad. There's one or two places on the floorboard that I seen could use a little help. I haven't decided on whether this is going to be a patina car or whether I'm going to paint it. If I paint it, it is simply probably just going to be hot rod black. And then I was considering, since all the trim is not in the best of shape, front bumper and whatnot's pretty pitted, it's all flaking off. I was going to have all that sandblasted, and then I was considering powder coating it all gloss black. So I was going to do every bit of trim on this car gloss black, and then do the car in hot rod black, or do the car white with all black. And it's getting 17x8 steelies all the way around it. So yeah, got a few decisions, but not a whole lot body wise. that I have found so far is a little ding right there in the crown of the roof. I found one more here somewhere, but we don't have the lower trim for this side. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna get back at it. I'm gonna try to get this before the rain hits. Gotta hit it with some Comet and pads, a little soapy water. See if we can get this thing cleaned up a little bit more. Or, you know, I may just take the Comet to it. And I kind of like what Brad did over at Sneeden Works with his car, which, I mean, he really inspired me on this one. I mean, the car he built is an amazing car. The work he put into it, if you haven't checked it out, I mean, go there and find his channel. It's Sneeden Works, and he has a complete build of his 50, and it is a fun series to watch that car come to life. Yeah, we may go the same route. We may just Comet watch this thing and buy the sweet patina sauce and just put the sweet potato sauce on it and see how she looks. That's a bridge to cross when we get down the road. Right now, let's just finish getting the gunk off her. Well, the 50's all cleaned up now. I got her scrubbed down and then started to disassemble the interior. So the shag carpet is no more, it is gone. I wanted to get everything down to the floorboards because I really wanted to see those. I seen them from underneath the car. Underneath the car is clean. There's a couple spots that probably gonna need some attention, but nothing major. So I got all the seat covers off. The only thing still left in there right now is the front seat. So let's have a look at her. Well, she's in the barn now. And this is where we got with the interior. Got everything up in the back. There's still some of that jute left. Like I said, the only rust I found was down here. So I was looking at patch panels today for that. Those weren't horrible. I mean, it's got surface rust in here, but for the most part, now the trunk, I think we got to it just in time. There's some spots there that need done. I'm thinking about doing kind of like what Brad from Steamworks did, is get rid of the spare tire well. Then there's that muddy mess over there that I'm gonna have to do something about. Not a bad foundation at all to start with. Now today I was getting prices on the front end stuff I want to get for it. I'm gonna pull all the wiring out of it. We're gonna get the doghouse off of here within the next week or so and start working on that front end. So I got that stuff ordered today. I'm planning on putting buckets in it. I'm not really sure about the back. I thought about putting buckets in the back too, but I don't know about that. We'll just have to see when I get to that point. Right now the plan is LS, just a 4L60. I mean, if I need to get a 4L80, I'm not planning on drag racing this thing. I just want it to be a cruiser. I want it to be a cruiser with a decent sounding motor and a little bit of snap. At the moment, I think maybe hot rod black, like a satin black. And then all the trim, I'm still considering maybe gloss black. Some 17x8s, some Steelies. Then we gotta figure out some of this, but I priced new carpet today, sound deadening material, masonite for the door cards, material for the door cards, and I found a rear end at a local junkyard that we're gonna get. I was considering doing the 9-inch Ford. I still might, but right now I'm looking at just doing the 98 S10 rear end and putting that in there. I really got to thank Jamie, Lance, and PJ for giving me a hand getting this thing out of the barn the other day. We weren't really going to get it out yet, or I wasn't going to get it out yet, but it just sort of worked out where we were all talking about it and talking about the wheels and tires, because I had already stripped the wheels and tires off the car to see if I could find some tires just to put on it, just so I could move it around, and wasn't having much luck finding 15s around here. And I didn't want to buy new just for something that's going to roll around and buy new wheels and tires here in another couple months anyway, or in a couple weeks. So yeah, one thing led to another. We went down there with a donut and to see if it would fit, and it did. So we just stripped some of the wheels off of his Camaro he's building from the ground up, brought them down here, or brought them down to the other shop and put them on there and got them moving. So that is the biggest hurdle out of the way. So the best we could tell when Mikey and I sat down and really started talking about this, the history on the car is his dad was working on the car for the guy rebuilding the engine. One thing led to another. I think the guy may have ran out of money working on it, and his dad just stopped working on it. Well, sometime down the road there, the fellow that owned the car passed away, and then the car just sat there and sat there and sat there on the car ramps. Then Mikey's dad passed away. So his dad's been gone 20 plus years. And he said this car sat in there for 10 years before his dad passed on. So that puts this somewhere in the neighborhood of 34 years at least, sitting in the same spot on jack stands. Well, it wasn't on jack stands, it was on car ramps on the front and just sitting on the back. All 4 tires were completely disintegrated. There's just nothing left of them. After his dad passed, they were scrapping stuff out of the barn. They threw away the head to the 6, the valve cover, pistons, rods. I was never gonna have the straight 6 do anything, but it would've been nice to kind of have it. So I still got the block. The block's in there with the crank, and it's got the power glide, and then the torque tube rear. So all that's gonna be coming out. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that stuff. I don't really feel right about throwing away that engine, transmission, and rear end. So I'm gonna keep it around here for a while. I think me and Mike were talking. I just might take it back up to the shop, put it up in the corner. So if there's anybody out there working on a 50 Chevy that needs a power glide, or I have the block, the crank, exhaust manifold, intake manifold, carburetor, generator, and distributor, and the oil pan. I have some rod caps, oil dippers, and I think the pickup screen for the oil pump. So if there's anybody out there that is looking for any of that, shoot me a message through the MLC website. Just go to mlcperformancefabrication.com. You can send me an email through there, or you can go to Facebook and leave me a message. You can also get my phone number right off the website. You can text me or give me a call. I really wanted to get this thing started back in November, because the ultimate plan for this is a cruiser, and I really want to do Power Tour and maybe hit some LS fests. It just seems like it'd be fun. I'm gonna try to get my boys involved with putting this thing together. I know my friends are really interested in it, so we'll just see where we're going in the time being. And I still got to get the Marvin Burton put together, which that's I got a fuel cell coming for it, and I got to fix a tube in the front. I got the rear end over there on the other side of the wall. Then I got to build a deck, some T-bars, bumpers, and whatnot. And so we're gonna be doing some fab work on the modified. So yeah, more to come in the next few weeks and months. So I'm really not sure how long it's gonna take. You know, I want to get it done as fast as possible, but then again, I've got nowhere to be and it's got nowhere to be. So, you know, if it takes another 6 months, 8 months to get done, it takes 6 months, 8 months to a year to get done. All right, guys, if you made it this far in the video, please leave me a like, subscribe if you have not done so. Remember to hit the bell icon down in the corner so you know when I upload new content, and I'll see you in the next video.